All right, Gemini, they are beautiful, beautiful cards. And it's so rare to see this. Not too often do we realize that we have the power to create the lives that we have been imagining. But for a lot of you, it's going to come through a really unique opportunity. So follow the white rabbit. Curiosity meets opportunity. And then you have imagine. This one says a wondrous opportunity is going to break through your ordinary reality and give you the chance to change your world and your perception forever. That's huge. That is huge. But I think that this is an opportunity that some of you have been imagining for yourselves. But now it's all about you making that reality. Imagine is saying turning imagination into manifestation, creative thought, visualization, the power of aligning imaginary and feelings, creativity, but it also shows illusions. But the thing is with follow the white rabbit, this is an opportunity coming through that you would not have expected. You may have imagined for yourself, but really it's up to you, and it may change your life forever. And it's so rare. It's so rare to see people finally step into that power. And I love it. I think it's beautiful. The only problem that I have is where you guys are going dark. Now, this would make sense. But again, it's only going to be for some of you. But if your pride has been hurt so many times, it would make sense that it may be hard for you to see how you can have the lives that you have imagined. How an opportunity is going to bring you to that point. So, downcast pride. The moon phase here is new. The stage is depression. It says bending to adapt becomes an excuse for the habit of bending. And the sentence says, the root of sadness and grief is deeper than the skin. The only delusion is the gray sky. And then going dark. It says, survival is a direct consequence of adaptation. What we call adaptation is not the result of a subtle but constantly constructive change of ourselves, but rather a mockery of it, as we strip day by day of our dignity in order to avoid conflict with a world that would spread us apart. How can we endure this? Maybe through the power of responsibility or through a hidden core of identity. Sometimes we don't use the best parts of us, but rather we draw from the ugliest. We survive and bend our knees because we draw out from our laziness, fear, and disgust. We let our deepest roots go dry, replaced by what can only be called a surge of lack of self-esteem. We are deluded when we think that we are only sacrificing our pride. We cling to vanity, but we can't afford dignity. Isn't it sad? Honestly, the true delusion is our faith in fall and winter, while we discard spring and summer as fairy tales. The sky can change color too, as long as we sometimes look up. We can notice. I look at that as stop bending at the knee for people who would otherwise want to tower over you. It's done. No more low self-esteem, no more feeling like there is nothing to be proud of. Because if you are in this place, it may prevent you from seeing a life-changing opportunity where you get to create what you've always imagined, right? All right, Gemini, here's your overall. The star. Perfect. It's perfect. You and Aquarius, I'm telling you, you guys have beautiful cards. The star is your overall. Hope, being restored, healing, realizing that you deserve better than what you've experienced, seeing the bigger picture, the bigger and the better. I love this because no matter what is going on around you, there is a reason to believe that hope can be restored to you and that a situation can be healed. In the past, the Wheel of Fortune. I've had issues with this one this week. And I've been talking a lot about fate and not feeling like we are in control of our fate and that shit just kind of happens. Now, in some cases, I've seen this as, second chances, another go around, which is possible here. So with the star, I see this as a good thing. I don't necessarily feel like this is going to be about a repeating cycle, but even if it is here, I do think that it's breaking that now. With the Wheel of Fortune normally here would suggest that fate and fortune is coming your way, right? It's a change. It's a change in the way that your life has been. Now, in the present, the Seven of Pentacles. I love this one because it shows the pain and the scarring and the suffering of all the hard work that you've had to do to get to the results that you are now seeing. But again, with the Seven of Pentacles, we're talking about reevaluating what you have to show for what you have put into something, all the hard work that you have done. You know, and I've always said, the best description for this I've seen, it has to be the steampunk. It says, how is reality stacking up to your expectations? You know, so this could be reevaluating a situation because of another opportunity coming around here, especially with the Wheel of Fortune. And it may be, you know, you looking at how you can do things differently to get more, to gain more, to get more of those results that you're wanting to see. But I'm interested in what you're reevaluating here. The sun, and the star. Look at it. I love your readings, Gemini. The sun and future conditions. So energy being restored to you, being revitalized, seeing everything for what it is. It's perfect. You know, and it's like you're being brought back to life here between these two. All of this looks really good to me. But I also look at the sun as like there is now, you know, this protection that's kind of coming into, especially with the star being there. Your best path to follow, the Three of Pentacles, get back to work. And that's immediately what came to me with this. With the Seven of Pentacles being there, get back to work. Get back to work on what you know how to do, right? Because when you look at the Three of Pentacles, beyond, you know, working with other people here, it is about showing off what you are able to do and getting recognition from that. You know, it can show criticism, but because this is your best path to follow, this is saying that a situation can work, that you can see the results that you want, but you're going to have to get up and do something here, right? And all of it looks really good to me. But I still feel like there's a need to like push you, you know, like go now, go do it, right? Go do what you know how to do, show it off. Well, there you go. That would explain why the Eight of Swords in your environment with the Seven of Pentacles. For a lot of you, you may not see how there's anything else that you could possibly do to get better results. So even though you may be reevaluating an opportunity that may be coming back around for you with the Eight of Swords, you may feel like you are stuck. There is no movement forward. There is no way to move forward. But like I've always said with this one, those thoughts are like your devil. They keep you trapped. They strip you of hope. But the star is saying something much different here. You know, and look at it. I mean, like, right? Your work making you a star. It looks really good. But whatever this opportunity is and whatever is coming back around here with the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like it's a good thing for you. I think like it's a better opportunity. It's a different cycle this time. But the way that you're looking at it is, I've sacrificed so much, I've done so much, how can it produce what I want? You know, but like with the sun being there, like I said, it feels like life is kind of like being breathed back into you and what you're wanting to do or what you're wanting to work on, especially creatively with, you know, what you have going on here with the White Rabbit and Imagine, you know. This is really so much bigger than what you think. And that's, you know, very clear with the sun and the star, but with the oracle cards alone. Wow, Gemini, the hell? Okay, your hopes and your fears, the Knight of Wands. This I look at as fearing that you're not going to be able to go ahead and follow a passion, because the Knight of Wands is action with passion, right? A lot of times it can show things that are in and out of your life, but I don't think that this is the case. I think that this is specifically about you and the fear that you have surrounding being able to act toward something that you've already put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into and didn't really get a lot out of. You know, so there's that fear of, you know, can I find that passion again for this? Can I find that drive? Can I go for it? You know, that's kind of how I see this, especially with everything that's going on here. You know, but then you're also talking about the consequences of actions, right? If I follow through on this, what are the consequences going to be? And that's only because it's in this position where there are hopes and fears tied to this. Can you follow it, right? But like I said, it's like life is being breathed back into something. And then coming out the 10 of Cups. Gemini, you have a beautiful fucking reading. I'm telling you right now, with some of the shit that I've seen, look at it. I mean, look at that, I love it when readings like this happen. Because this is what I hope for everybody. To get to that place where you feel happy, where you have everything that is going to make you happy. Happy home, happy relationships, happy life. With the sun being there and looking at the star, the sun is a damn star, for Christ's sakes, And then you lead to the 10 of Cups. I just think that for some of you, where you're at right now, I don't know that you want to go through it again because of what you've experienced before. Because you're already reevaluating what you have and what you've done. But here it comes again, right? And for a lot of you, it's going to be specifically having to do with your talents and what you know how to do. Man, but that's good, right? That is definitely showing deep personal transformation here. Who you were is no longer. And oh my God, if I'm not getting that like consistently this week. Okay, from the beginning here, the 2 of Pentacles. Sorry, guys. So I look at that and immediately, and again, right? Like bending over backwards, being a little bit too flexible. The 2 of Pentacles doesn't always necessarily show a bad thing, but if another opportunity is coming back around, you may have had to try to manage things after having already, taken an opportunity. And with the 7 of Pentacles, again, you're kind of like reevaluating whether or not that's something that you can do, if it's going to produce something better, especially with that 8 of Swords being there. But I look at that as you were put into a place where it's like, I got to try to keep things going the way that they are. But you're doing, that constant juggling act, and it makes sense, though, with your perspective on it in the present moment. Whatever we're talking about here. But like I said, I feel like it has to do with work, your talents, your skills, what you know how to do because of that 3 of Pentacles. But it's also something you have a passion for. But so you come out of the 2 of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords. Now I look at this as the aha. Finally getting like a breakthrough on the way that you have been thinking about what you have done and what you have to show for it. So this is beautiful, especially with the sun being there, because everything is being made clear. There are new ideas that are coming to you. All of this mental clarity is just opening straight up. You have the truth. You see everything for what it is. And it leads you to a really big, big transformation where who you were is no longer. You cannot go back to that. That part of your life is done and it's dead. And what is being created in this situation is definitely the Phoenix. And that's what I love about, when the Death card shows up in a good scenario. This is perfect, right? What is past is dead. What is new is something that is going to make you so, so happy. And for a long time to come with that 10 of Cups, once you shed the old skin. And you are no longer who you were in the past. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm like losing my voice. I'm getting so excited over these readings. It's crazy. But I love it. I mean, look at the way that you come out on this. This is the best case scenario for anybody. And what I would say right now is, if this is your life and this is your situation, enjoy it. Make the most of this, right? This is rare to see. And it's perfect. Like, it's perfect. All right, I'm going to shut the hell up now. Take a look at the soul trees. And break free. Break free of those thoughts that keep you stuck. And then new growth. Absolutely. So once you break free and you tap into your wisdom based on the things that you've experienced, there will be new growth. It's perfect. Wisdom is going to lead you to this place. And I see that with that Ace of Swords, because that is definitely, where wisdom comes in when we have that mental clarity and that breakthrough. It's perfect. It's perfect. and discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. And then you have the Ace of Swords, yes. So discovering truth is about your own personal truth. Even though other people may not, agree with your truth, it is about you standing in that, because it's about your truth, not somebody else's, your own. But that's only after you have cleared the pain of the past and you are doing the healing in the present. I fucking love your reading, Gemini. This is beautiful. It's amazing to me how this stuff works out. But I'm telling you, I do think that for a lot of you, it is about your skills, your talents, and something that could potentially like make you a star. It's amazing and it's beautiful.